Да,
Yes, now there is this full screen. We can see it very well, so
все в
you can
порядке.
proceed. Yes, very
Мгм.
good.
Отлично. Я продолжу. Вначале, наверное, нужно познакомиться.
A few
Где-то
words
с
on the
2018
introduction.
года вот
Started in 2018.
мы впервые привезли слово ТРИЗ в Казахстан,
We have
провели первый
started developing
евразийский
TRIZ in
саммит лидеров
Kazakhstan. We
цифровой
organized the
экономики с
first
участием
Digital Economy Leaders
мастера
Summit
ТРИЗ Исаака
involving
Бухмана.
Isaacin
И
Buchman,
я
a
на
TRIZ
этого
master,
времени
and I believe
мне стало
this was the
понятно,
starting
что
point
рынок ТРИЗ можно
for me to understand
развивать и в
that
Казахстане. Ну,
the
конечно,
TRIZ market can be developed in
понятно, что
Kazakhstan. Of course,
услуги экспертов ТРИЗ достаточно
experts,
дорогостоящие, поэтому основными
service,
потребителями
TRIZ
стали
expert
стать
services are quite
и стали очень крупные компании
costly. So again,
из крупного бизнеса.
major
Опыт
companies are
определенный
becoming
развития
the
каких-то
consumers
сегментов
of
рынка
their
был,
services. So
поэтому особых
we've
проблем
had this experience in similar
с
developments. So
формированием
we
каких-то первых
didn't
активностей
have a
для
lot
того,
of
чтобы
challenges to
получить
form these
обратную
first
связь от
activities, to get this first
компаний,
feedback
которые
from those
заказали
companies,
либо обучение, либо
ordering
консалтинг ТРИЗ,
training or
но
TRIZ
не
consulting.
было. И уже в
We
2019
didn't have
году
anything like that,
в
any issues
гонге
with that.
первого
So in
президента в
2019,
Астане
uh,
мы провели большую
we hosted
конференцию
a major
для
conference
ректоров, проректоров
for our
вузов,
rectors and
на
pro-rectors
которой
of
ключевыми
colleges.
спикерами
At this
выступили
conference, we had a number of key
Саймон
speakers
Литвин,
involving Simon
потом еще
Litvin.
подъехал Олег
There was Oleg
Юрьевич Абрамов,
Obramov
и
joining,
где-то в течение
and
недели
then
проводили большие
they
мероприятия там
hosted
на
major events
одном из металлургических,
throughout the week at one of the
твердометаллургических саммитов,
mining
встречались с руководителями компаний,
companies
и
in that
понятно, что крупный
company
бизнес в
leaders,
этом
and
однозначно
again, we
заинтересован.
feel that major businesses are
Однако
interested in these kind of
понимание вот этих
activities
вот
and
аспектов
training. We understand these
заказа
aspects. We understand
решений
that
у
we need to
зарубежных экспертов, ну,
work with
пришло
international
достаточно
experts, so
быстро,
ordering
и где-то вот,
services from international
наверное,
experts, so
года
their
с
feedback was
22
quite quick starting 2022,
после
so these
пандемии
practices have been replicated after the
мы
pandemic.
провели несколько
We
презентаций
have hosted a
по
few
тематике ТРИЗ в
presentations
образовании, потому что
themed under
вот
trees
основным
in
путем и
education,
направлением
our main development area in this
развития
field.
страны, вот, ну, конечно,
We're focused on
фундаментом является
developing
образование. Уже от
that
образования в рыночной
in the field of
экономике
education. So for a market economy, education plays
развитие идет
a
в
vital role,
основном
and from education we are
где-то
moving
это в
to other
14 лет
areas.
определяется
Again, we understand that this
по линии
it can be
наемного
defined
специалиста,
at the age of
инженера,
14,
эксперта, там,
and also with the
финансиста,
help of
который
external
может
experts
использовать в своей
or
работе
other experts which can
инструментарий
offer
ТРИЗ,
such
либо
solutions using TRIZ
предприниматель.
tools, or
И
also entrepreneurs can do that
с
in their work.
2021 года
Starting
вот,
2021,
с участием первой частной
we
аэрокосмической компании
have seen the
Eurasian Space
involvement
Ventures,
of
Национального центра
Eurasian Space
космических систем и
Ventures as well as the
технологий,
National Space
мы запустили
Innovation Technologies. So with these
международные
entities, we
конкурсы,
have launched an international
где одной из
competition. There
тематик
have been a row of
оказали
international competitions. One of the
ТРИЗ.
themes there was trees. One of them was
В
dedicated to
настоящее
trees, and
время
currently we are working further
в
in
Казахстане
these
уже
directions. Currently in Kazakhstan,
несколько раз мы
there we
провели
have
разного
seen
рода
several, we have
презентации
hosted several
Анатолия
presentations
Агулянского, его сына,
by Anatoly Agulyansky
которые
and
где-то вот как
his
раз в эти
son.
годы, в
So, and
21 и
again,
22
in
разработали
2021,
интеллектуальную
2022, they
информационную
developed
платформу
an intellectual
для решения проблем
innovative
и
platform
задач
to
управления
offer
инновациями,
problem solving
которую
and manage
основной
innovations.
инструментарий ТРИЗ
One of
уже
the
зашит
main tools of
и
trees
добавлен
are
искусственный интеллект.
integrated in the platform, and
Поэтому
also AI is linked to
вот
this
мне
platform, to
кажется,
this
было бы
framework.
полезно
I believe that would
именно
be very
объединиться
valuable
вокруг
to unify
вот этого
these
решения и
efforts
провести
and to work
глобальный
together
международный
to
конкурс
host an international, global
школьников и
international
студентов
competition
на вот
involving
этой вот платформе,
school
потому что
children
морской
and students.
казахстанский уже провели где-то в апреле этого года,
We can use this
и
platform for
с
that. It
13
was in April
зарегистрированных
this year. Out of 13
участников 7
registered participants,
дошли до
7 of
финала,
them
6 из которых
reached the
использовали
final
при
stage,
решении
and
своих
6 of
задач,
them
ну, достаточно
used
сложных, связанных и с искусственным
trees
интеллектом, и с big
methods
data,
to
и
address
с освоением
to solve their problems that were
красного
very complicated,
льда,
related
воды
to
на
AI
Марсе.
and also addressing other very complex problems. And
В
again,
целом,
the
позиционирование
feedback was
Казахстана
very
с точки
positive.
зрения
So
глобального индекса
Kazakhstan,
инноваций
in terms of Global
остается,
Innovation
конечно,
Index,
проблематичным. Еще
is
в
positioned not very
2014
high. So in
году
2014,
Казахстан был на
Kazakhstan had occupied
79
the 79th
месте,
place in this rating,
потом
in this
плавно
index. Then
опускался вверх
further, we've
и
seen
в
this
2023
rating
году
degrade in
был
2023.
на 81-м.
The
В
result
этом
was
году, вот буквально неделю
81st
назад,
place. About
вышел новый
a week
индекс.
ago,
Мы
there was
немножко
this new
поднялись
index.
на 78 место.
We now are
Поэтому
ranking at
проблемы, в принципе,
78th
вот, которые
place. So we are
касаются
having these issues related
глобального
to
мира,
the positioning.
это
So these
связаны с
global
отсутствием
problems related to the lack of
общепризнанной методологии решения
this
проблем. А в
methodology
Казахстане они,
for problem solving in
конечно, более
Kazakhstan.
локальные. И
These
на
problems are
сегодняшний
more
день вот
local,
то,
and
чем мы
now at
занимаемся,
the current
это
moment we see that
развитие школьного
these
и студенческого
developments are
технологического
also there. So
предпринимательства
developing this
именно вот на
technology and
Казахстана эта
entrepreneurs in
тематика
Kazakhstan, these topics are quite
малоизученная и
relevant, but
достаточно
we
дискуссионная,
don't
потому
know
что
much about it.
возникает
There are
большой
many
конфликт интересов,
debates also around
когда
that because
ребенок
there can be
там
conflicts of
может
interest
достигший
when
14 лет может
a
их
kid
достичь, начинает
at the age of
зарабатывать
14
свои первые
or
деньги и, конечно,
younger, so they can
вот
start earning their
это
first income, and this is another
и
issue which is
противоречия, и
very
конфликт.
widely debated. There is this
Вузы,
conflict
которые
which
существуют
can
в
be
Казахстане, пока сложно назвать
relevant.
предпринимательскими. Есть
Colleges
пару,
in Kazakhstan,
тройка университетов, в
we
которых
have 2 or 3 universities in
процент
Kazakhstan
дохода
having their
и
incomes
бюджет формируется за
and
счет
their
заказов от
budgets
бизнеса,
forming
но
their
у
budgets from their
руководства
orders
страны
from
есть очень
businesses.
четкое
The
понимание,
country leadership
каким образом развивать
clearly
науку,
understand
и на
that they need to
сегодняшний
develop
день,
research in
ну, буквально вот
sciences,
последние
and
2-3 года
recently, in recent
достаточно
2 or 3 years, we've
много
seen
проектов запущено
these new
именно
projects
на
launched
научном
dedicated
направлении,
in the field of to
понимая,
the field of
что
R&Ds.
без науки, конечно,
Understanding,
государство
we understand that
существовать
the
не может.
government understands that it's not possible for a country to exist without science and research.
Ну вот я уже говорил об этой компании.
I have already mentioned this
И
company.
инструменты, когда
Again,
кто заинтересуется,
the
может
tools
зайти на
they are
сайт
offering.
этой
So you
компании,
can visit the website of this
увидеть
company and you can see
инструментарий,
their
использовать его.
tools,
Есть
their toolkit
бесплатные
available.
опции.
They offer some free of charge options you can use, and there are a number of other challenges that
Попробовать
I'm
в
going to
своей
speak about, and
деятельности.
you can try
Ну,
these tools in your activities, in your
понятно,
work.
что вот развивая
We understand that by means of developing
разные рода инновации, начиная
different
разного рода
innovations,
проекты,
by means of
нужен
launching different
определенный
projects,
склад
we need
личности, и вот
to have a specific
без наличия лидера в проекте
way
говорить о
of
том, что этот
development and a
проект
specific
пойдет по
character. So
рынку,
without
тогда
leadership, it is
достаточно
not
сложно.
possible to reach any
Поэтому
success in this area.
во
So this is
многих
why
аудиториях я
in many
задаю вот этот
audiences
вопрос,
I
на
ask this
который очень
question,
сложно получить ответ.
to which it is very hard
И
to
спросив себя,
receive
вот
an
каждый из
answer.
нас
So again, if we
может
ask this question for
подумать
ourselves, so
и
we can think, each of us can think about it,
предложить свой
and we
ответ.
can offer
Поэтому,
our
если
own
можно, в
response to
чат
this question.
напишите, вот
You
какие
can just
профессии в мире
send
рыночной
your answer
экономики
to the chat. So
присутствующие на
what
этой
is the main
встрече
profession
считают наиболее важными, и потом
or role?
сверим
What is the most important role
как бы мнение.
in market
Уже
economy?
были выступления на тему
We have already seen
развития творческого
number of
потенциала
inputs
личности
on the development of
для
creative potential
детей
of
в
personalities
возрасте, там, начиная от
for kids at the age of 5
более лет.
and
И вот
older.
эти
So
исследования,
we've
которые
already
были в свое время
seen some
проведены,
research
говорят о
in
том,
these
что
fields. So we believe
в
that this
государствах,
research that
независимо от
was
вклада
done, so
рыночной
regardless
экономики,
of
творческий
the
потенциал детей
economy type, the
резко
creative
падает,
potential of
когда они
kids
попадают в
is
систему
reducing
образования. Ну,
greatly when
возможно,
they
вот
become part
за
of the
исключением
educational framework.
определенного количества стран, таких как,
Besides, like
может быть,
except
назвать можно
for a few
Сингапур,
countries such as Singapore,
Финляндия
Finland,
и ряд других,
and a
где
few more countries
учителя,
where teachers
которым предъявляются очень высокие требования,
work according to very high standards, and they can develop children by means of unleashing their creative and art potential. But again, we also all know about the Ribbit curve and the maximum of creative activity, which is currently reaching to 10, 12 years in comparison to 14, 16 years before, and some opinions, we have some opinions that already from 7 years. For some children, it's critical to have this adult-like communication. We are promoting this concept of colleges, schools, and employers. So when we have professors from universities working with teachers, working with employees representatives to set problems and work together as problem solvers involving startups and other stakeholders, also involving representatives of colleges and youth startups. Major companies in Kazakhstan and in Russia understand that talent is a very important issue. Developing your talent, your further future employees needs to be done as early as possible. We need to understand that this education should be as complex as possible by means of embracing hard skills. We have seen the development of hard skills and soft skills in the recent 20 years. They involve many complex technologies. To enable businesses to use these technologies, we need to mix those technologies to get efficient solutions for specific events, developing entrepreneurial thinking, innovative thinking. To do that, we need to develop these approaches going forward. So again, I've already mentioned that we've seen many market segments in Kazakhstan which used not to exist. So by means of working with the TRIZ services market in 2017, 2018. So again, it was very challenging to develop this area, like in Russia possibly. So possibly we do have some dynamics in Russia. So possibly, but without training professionals in this field, in teachers and training, this won't work.
To lead them to certification in TRIZ education, if not educating teachers and educators, this very system which was shaped in Soviet times, some new things, some renewed by the market methodologies, they won't give such a harmonized development which was set by the experts when they deal with their students on TRIZ methodology. So it's very difficult to combine and to set aside on the level of super system and to get such efficiency, which are gotten by major international companies who are on the level, on the merge of the business and science. Of course, a very bright example here is Sepson. On the level of CEO, when people understand at least vocabulary and glossary of the TRIZ methodology and to correct, right tasks and on. So we have 10 minutes to go. Please leave the floor to the questions and answers. And also our TRIZ Innovation Platform helps us to resolve it. Here we have 11 tools of TRIZ system, and we can ask assistance of artificial intellect, which is put through some definite filters, and it gives some relevant answers. while developing the project. So that's why, of course, we have to use our assistant, some tips of intellectual platforms. And of course, for the country, it is very important to continue that work, which is done by TRIZ Summit competition to detect some talented kids. And of course, we have to include them in the teams together with grown-ups, where, for example, in Israel, they have the very broad experience. That's why our space industry is not huge in Kazakhstan, about 10 enterprises, about 1,200 people. And within 3 years, we hold international competitions together with Azerbaijan, Russia, and we detect those talents. And we decided to work with them and to make some definite events in between of the competitions. And last year, our committee suggested us to bring participants of our participants to the space platform Baikonur. And of course, it gave us opportunity to start the 3-year project, which is called Zatolokin. And we started it under the motto, future of Baikonur in our hands. And of course, there is a special system around it for Eurasian Summit of TRIZ economy. Then there is some space competitions, and also on the spot where Baikonur is located, we had special competition NASA challenge, and we registered a major part of people there in comparison with other regions of Kazakhstan. And also we highlighted those projects which we suggest to the participation for the collaboration. And in Azerbaijan, of course, we would like to implement collaboration with the founders and heads of this very forum. In one of my speeches, I already said, rephrasing the words of Korolev, so it's not space industry has some unlimited future, but also TRIZ is very close to this very phrase. Moreover, organization of the combined goals, because high-level goals could be set as it was in Soviet times by Marat Semyonovich for this space shuttle board to fly. It's not the achievement only of one personality in the framework of the whole country collaboration, but it's a teamwork. And in Kazakhstan, in Baikonur, we made SWOT analysis with the leading French company Euroconsult, and here you can see this conclusion. Of course, it could be named as a fantasy, but it's mainly possible in general, because Baikonur is the main pain spot of the president of Russia and Kazakhstan. As of today, the leading companies in this niche are those companies from Hong Kong, which are listed here, Shanghai, Korea, and those people which came to us, to our plant in the 70s, and we were studying how to make equipment for the metal industry and etc. And of course, here the main group is TRIZ community. You can join it, and we have publication of the whole information there. Thank you very much.
Да, коллеги, есть ли вопросы?
Colleagues, do you have any questions for our speaker?
Я вижу в чате несколько, да, фотографий.
I can see several pictures and surnames of Kazakhstan people. Thank you very much for this presentation. It is very interesting, and maybe it will be interesting for you as well. So we had some contacts with the Kazakhstan Association for a long time, and several names of and organizations are already inserted in the chat box. And in 1996, we had the contacts with the University Antoine in Almaty. In 1997, we had a school, I don't know whether you know or not, and then we had contacts of Mr. Mukhaev as well. If it's interesting for you, because you are dealing with this topic directly. Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. We have one master here in Kazakhstan. We found him, Mr. Kravtsov, Sergei Kravtsov, number 50. Yeah, absolutely correct. It's a TRIZ master, and of course, we would like to adjust some collaboration with you, because your system is very well put in Kazakhstan, but of course, we have to bring it to the top management official offices, and maybe together with you, we will be able to do that. So thank you very much. Thank you again for this interesting presentation. And Alexander Naumovich had a question. Yeah, if it's possible, I will sound it. Well, firstly, thank you very much for this report. When I was serving, we sent our graduates right there to Baikonur, but it was back in the military. But now I have a question. How have you built this system? School, higher education, industry, and how do you include in this chain your children, transfer, like full cycle transfer cycle? Do you have it? Is it really working? Yeah, it's very rare diamonds, talents which are detected in our competitions, and we have special competition which are put in top 15 presidential pool, and so they're noticed by the high level officials, and they are subsidized, and they are given carte blanche to the graduation, to the entering of some major universities all over the world. And starting with the 1917-18, we were dealing not with TRIZ, but robototechnics, robotobuildings. And we held first championships in Almaty, and right there at those events, we can see those talents. And starting with 2008, we know that Russians, they launched it, and we joined to it a special Olympiad IT planet. So, and we have special coaches, mentors, as they call it. And this project is becoming successful. Of course, it doesn't come to entrepreneurial level, but those scientific projects, they have some relevant development. Thank you very much. We have such experience as well. So we're looking from the very beginning, from the minimal age, and we try to accompany it in the framework of creation of the comfortable surrounding and environment for the inventors. Well, I started with the age 14. You see, earlier, it's a bit probably difficult. Of course, we would like to see the results with 14-year-olds, and with 7-year-old people, it's not that thing yet. But you see, when you take a notice of those people and then you make a transfer of those talents so that they wouldn't be cut down. Yeah, we are lagging behind as per timeline. So thank you very much. So the next report, the future of online education and squeezing out the system from the system. So Dr. Farber, it is so interesting to see you. Greetings to you. Good afternoon. So camera works.
Да, можно запустить презентацию.
Yeah, you can start your presentation.
Мгм. Там поделиться, наверное.
Yeah, you have to share it.
Да, все отлично. На полный экран можно? Мгм.